Dude, it wouldn't let me make the goal. Cocky one boing boing. This is like, I'm literally crashing out. No, I was swearing. Yeah, so a little bit of drama lore today. Figured we'd get back into it. Fucking dude, I was like crashing out, like super tired on that quartering stream. I don't know how people came to it. Cause I was fucking dying, actually. I was fucking dying. I'm better. I like straight up just didn't work yesterday. And usually, like, even on days where I say I don't work, I do like a little bit of work, right? Because I can't help it. Because I'm here at my desk and I'm just like, oh, well, this kind of work needs to get done. Ba, 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 ba. And then I do like fucking 4 hours of writing and I sit there and I go, wow, I'm fucking tired. But yesterday, I ran a session of D&D and we finished our Delta Green campaign, okay? They ended up in the Planet of the Apes. It was great. But yeah, then after that, I just watched Gen V because I'm going to be going back to running my superheroes thing soon. So Hal was like, "Oh, let's watch Gen V so you can get some inspo." I'm kind of mixed on Gen V. I feel like the social messaging is very mixed, right? But it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I think some of the powers in that are way cooler. The non-binary character, Jordan. Jordan's powers are sick. They're really cool. But yeah, Diesel, I think you need to address these snow bunny allegations. I've been hearing rumors that a specific mutant has caught your eye. That's true. That's true. You guys see the Emma Frost stuff? It's great that we got another white woman in Marvel Rivals. But yeah, this is a little bit of lore for today. By the way, I was just like, I hadn't been on Twitter. I like logged out. I logged out of Twitter for a week while I was doing like my student evaluations and all my work. Right? Boom! It was blowing my mind. Right?
Where the HS at? Cocky want boing boing.
Yeah. So for those, I will get to Dan. I do want to talk a little bit about something that I've discovered today. So there's like a Nintendo YouTuber who's like absolutely so
this is Poppy.
Have you guys seen Zack Scott Games by any chance? Fuck, hold on. My windows are closed for some reason. What, is this the right one? I think it is. There we go. Have you guys seen Zack Scott Games? Dude, well, apparently he's like, I don't know, he took the BBW pill and he's been like asking for commissions. Let me make sure there's no porn here. But he's been like running around asking for commissions of fucking Fat Elephant Daisy from Mario Kart. Right? And he's just got like all of these on his Twitter. And I was just like, this guy, what the fuck are you doing? Get an alternate Twitter account for this. You know what? I'm happy for him. I'm glad for him. I'm glad that Pyrocynical is not alone. But like it's hard not to laugh at some of these. He was if I was like a millionaire, right? Let's be real, Diesel. You wouldn't have an alt Twitter for this too. Well, I'm in commentary, so it would make a lot more sense, right? Because if I went around saying things like that, if I posted something like this, are you kidding me? But I just thought it was so fucking funny. And I'm like, I can't believe that this guy's going around doing this. I thought it was really funny. And I thought I'd share it. There's nothing wrong with it, right? He has 0 likes. I have my Twitter modded, so I can't see any of the stats. That's a deliberate change, right? You might notice that this is the Twitter icon, not the X icon. I've also edited that too. I have a Twitter extension called Control Panel for Twitter on Firefox that lets me get rid and add different things. I have no composed tweet button. either. If Diesel posted that, so many of y'all will go, hell yeah. Yeah, it's a Firefox plugin. Yeah. Yeah, he's feeding artists. And, you know, I'm sure if he has a wife, he's probably feeding her too. You know, God bless. God bless. Another thing I've been getting caught up on is like the discourse around the Minecraft movie. And apparently, like, the Minecraft movie's like going through like if any of you have seen a viewing of the Minecraft movie, apparently it's like fucking horrendous. Like the audience is like just a disaster. like what y'all are doing in the chat, people are doing in the movie theaters at like the top of their lungs, right? The nether. Don't spoil it. Diesel got to have his browser hold him back. Well, yeah, you should design an environment that makes it easier for you to maintain certain behaviors, right? So you should build your world around you in a way that makes you be your best self. There you go. Bet you weren't thinking of getting that today. Go take that one to the bank. But yeah, apparently the viewing experience of seeing the Minecraft movie has been really bad. There was one guy I saw, he posted a video. He's like, the Minecraft movie N-word incident, and the chicken jockey scene shows up, and then a guy goes N-word hard R from the corner of like the fucking theater. N-word hard R chicken jockey. And there was apparently a showing where a bunch of people needed to be escorted out because the audience was so loud, right? So it was like people having to like remove audience members from the theater because they were so fucking loud. Diesel, you have the pass, remember? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. What else? Fucking, I am a little curious. I know this is the Dan Henchel lore stream, but you guys know that I really like a good quartering homunculus character. Okay, so I sat down this morning and I'm going to do it. It's going to be a main channel video. And honestly, I think I'm just going to kind of do what Kappa does, right? Like, obviously I do a lot of drama stuff, but I want to do some just straight up video essay stuff. So I know the commentary to video essay is pipeline is real, right? But so I've talked about how I'm really interested in the idea of the woke game, right, chat? So I wanna actually like examine that. So I've been watching a lot of the quartering homunculus type people, and I'm trying to figure out what the woke game is. And I'm obviously playing a lot of woke video games to try and figure that out, and then I take notes when something woke happens, right? But it's such a vague term, it's hard to like pin down what it means. So that's kind of like the ethos of the video, right? But I saw, and again, I did see it on Twitter. Listen, I'm catching up from like a week of not doing anything. But Geeks and Gamers is one of those characters, and he posted this video where he was like, I walked out of the Minecraft movie, and I'm really curious, and I know some of you are here because you're like, I want to know why Dan Henchel was arrested, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get to it, I'm going to talk about Cocky Womp Boing Boing being arrested, because it's real. This one isn't like a fake Dan Henchel bit, it's real. But I'm really interested in this, and I'm not going to watch this on my own. I might as well get some kind of fucking monetary incentive to watch a video that is going to annoy me, right? So there we go.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another...
Why is it so gray?
...car video.
I did come here for Dan lore.
And today we're talking about the Minecraft movie. I did walk out of the Minecraft movie after it was over. That's right.
Well, I don't want to watch that. I want to hear why you left. I want to hear why you left in the middle of the movie. You know, Red Letter Media made it 40 minutes into the Minecraft movie before leaving, okay? They made it through Act 1 of the Minecraft movie before walking out of it, all right? You know when Steve shows up and he goes, I am Steve. They left when that happened. I don't know if you know Stuttering Craig from the old Screw Tack, but he was on an episode of his podcast calling I Justine an industry plant. Okay, how the fuck could I Justine be an industry plant? All right, she is quite literally old school YouTube royalty, right? The part of the reason that I Justine's channel popped off is because she was a tech YouTuber that was woman. Literally, that was why. That is what happened.
40-year-old white man complains in a car. Many such cases.
This is not a Snow White situation. I watched.
He was. These guys are really funny. They're like, vote with your wallet. Goes to see a movie that they walk out of. Well, buddy, I don't know what to tell you at that point.
Entire movie, and then I walked out after the end credit scenes.
He goes back and forth about calling her YouTube royalty, but says she is creating manufactured hype for Mario Kart World. Who the fuck? I don't know if anybody's overly excited for Mario Kart World, but I am. Okay, listen, I don't want to drop $80 on Mario Kart World. That's straight facts. I don't think most of us want to. Something joke about tariffs. Something gold coins, right? Come on.
Which there were multiple. I was aware of the end credit scenes because I had people with me from the Geeks and Gamers team that know more about Minecraft than me. So I'm not a Minecraft gamer.
So there's like a what does Herobrine show? Does Herobrine show up at the end of this? It's like Herobrine, or so it has to be like Herobrine or like Alex. Somebody has to show up at that, right?
I've played it a few times, but it's just not my cup of tea. I'm more into Alpha Giga Chad games like Nintendo games. So
oh my god. I'm sorry. One of the things I want to address in my video about like the woke game thing is how nostalgia is playing like a role in people's perception of the of video games, right? Isn't it interesting how everybody's best, like the peak of gaming happens to be when you were 12 years old?
I focus on the alpha male games because those get you chicks, not these little kiddie games like Minecraft.
Has this guy seen the Minecraft YouTuber, the pedophile pipeline? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Sarcasm, obviously, but
I'm sorry. You see, here's the problem with this. I'm obviously doing a raw reaction, right? There are a lot of people in this kind of space that say that without a hint of irony, okay?
Minecraft has a huge
Why does he
fan
have a
base,
great own
mega fan
filter
base,
with the blue hoodie only being
and
the
we were in a
center?
full theater.
Did he not
standing
reset the colors on Windows Movie Maker?
Dude, I honestly don't know, dude.
Ovation when the movie was over. Standing ovation. Absolutely.
A standing ovation. The experience of seeing this in theaters has to be insane.
Insane. Do I hate the Minecraft movie? No. Do I like it? Not really.
My favorite game is Abzu. Abzu's nice. I mean, I like Journey more, but I think it's just, you know, it's just I like the desert.
Appreciate that people that it's
Sans Undertale in a real car.
are loving it, and I'm always happy when other people are happy, even if I'm not. I thought that this movie was dumb fun at best.
I can't even believe, like, I know that we review movies on the internet, but like, you know, I always find it funny that like every time I watch a reviewer, it's some like fat white guy who's like pushing 46, you know? Anyway, this is super boring, and I don't care anymore because it's super boring. So guys, we know about Dan Henchel Cocky Wah Boing Boing, right? If none of you know what the Cocky Wah Boing Boing thing is, let me pull up the post for you. Right?
If you play a game like Stardew Valley and tell a woman that, she will jump your bones literally immediately. True facts.
All right. So this is the famous post many of you have probably seen, right? Looks like Lex Luthor at the beach. At the beach, where the hose at? Cocky wah boing boing, right? 25.9 million views, right? So Dan Henchel is a satirist comedian whose entire bit is basically pretending to be a different version of himself and everything, right? Dan has done everything from pretend to be a guy who jerked off in an interview to a guy who is the jongleur to everything, right? If I pull up his channel here, we're going to see a lot of that, right? So let's see. I'm the Joker. There's a lot of these, and he dresses up and he basically acts like a crazy person in his car. Are we sure this is all pretend? I am. Listen, I'll play the famous "I came during a job interview." You will understand that this is a bit.
Hi everybody. I had a job interview today and I came in my pants during the interview. I have struggled my entire life with ADHD and anxiety and bipolar disorder.
This is what it's like when I'm chatting with you people. You're like, Diesel, I had the Guden VC. I have ADHD. I can't focus unless I jerk off.
I've spent so long trying to figure out how to manage my symptoms so that I can actually be a normal person on a day-to-day basis, and it seems like everything I do doesn't work. I was addicted to Xanax for so long and it ruined my life. And
right, so he's gonna go through and he's like, I had a job interview, it was hard for me to get a job, blah blah blah, right?
A head start before I went in.
So he's getting a head start before he goes in.
So I go in and it starts off okay. You know, the reception is just very nice. I'm waiting for the guy to come out who's going to interview me, and I sort of start preparing my fantasy that I'm going to focus on through the interview. So.
What has Netflix done to Agent 47?
What has Netflix done to Agent 47?
I was going to say that this was like evil Northern Lion, but okay, I guess that works too.
For me, usually that's stuff like cocking and pet. Well, I don't, you know, I don't.
And of course, he likes to watch cuck and pet play videos.
Need to get into it, but you know what I mean. Everybody has sort of their little things that they like. Sorry, I'm a mess. I just have been crying all day since it happened this morning. So the guy comes out and...
Can you wiggle your cursor more? My cat is watching you on the TV and is smacking your cursor.
Well, listen, Garfield, what is this? Fucking Chud Logic stream?
I have to kind of, you know, because I don't want to stand up and then have a, you know, boing thing happen. So I stand up and I say hello, I shake his hand, you know, blah, blah, and it starts going well. We make small talk and we go into the interview room and it starts fine. But then the first thing that happened that sort of made it go worse was that on the website, they advertised the position as being fully remote. But then in the interview, he said that actually I had to come in 3 times a week. Still.
Man, so many such cases, right? You apply for a remote job, you get there, and then the manager is just like, I need you to come in and not jerk off 3 days a week. And it's like, buddy, I need to jerk off every day of the week. That's gonna get clipped out of context. But you know, it's been a while.
And I started to get. Normally, I probably would have just said, okay, whatever. But this, I really didn't want to come in because, like I said, I have debilitating anxiety and social crap. So I looked for a remote position on purpose so that I would be able to be easier for me to work. So I wanted to confront him about this. And because my anxiety was getting worse and increasing, I had to sort of make I had to get more aroused.
No, not like been a while like that. Stop reading into everything I say, okay? Sometimes I just say things, all right? I'm just a yapper, all right? I'm just here to yap. One of the... It's like he's Pavlovian conditioned himself to have to... Like, he gets anxious and he gets hard at the same time.
Because it's like, if that goes up, then this has to go up, right? So I was thinking more about my fantasy, and then also I was kind of, there was a desk there.
For the fruit, Diesel. The dancing fruit. A melon to be specific.
Let me get you some fruit to tide you over in these troubling times. There we go. Good job, chat. You did it. You hit the goal. You hit the goal, chat. Yippee.
Fernando H celebrates 18 months of membership. Mia gets smoke break, but I can't have a goon break.
I mean, like, a goon break is like, it's too long. It's much longer than a smoke break, you know? So there we go. We'll make a new goal called fruit maxing. You can guess what happens when you hit that goal. I need to make it smaller here. It's way too big. There we go.
So I started kind of working myself. You know what I mean? I know that when I'm explaining it right now, it sounds bad, but you have to understand that most of the time nobody would find out, right? And you also have to understand how difficult it is. I don't think most of you know how difficult it is to have anxiety and panic disorder and ADHD and probably autism. I don't even know. I have tons of stuff. It feels like everything. So it's debilitating. So
you know, I'm trying to think if I've ever like been in a space where somebody's like I need to do this kind of thing, right? I've never. Okay, I got all these, and well, apparently a chronic masturbatory issue would actually solve those other issues.
I try to do anything I can to make
me at Fruit Max.
Like I'm thinking about my time in college, right? And I've already told the story about my roommate who was gooning while I was there. God, I mean, have I told the story about my homie who was having sex while his other homies were in the room? That was bad, by the way. Don't do that. Okay?
To feel better. And if this is what in a capitalist system, I do anything and anything to.
In a VC, no, they were sharing like a room. There was 3 of them to a room, and one of my homies was dating my other homie, and they were getting busy. So you were always surrounded by gooners. Well, the thing is, there's like 2 types of game designer, right? There's 2 types of game designer in game design college. The fucking Dungeon Andy sex fiend, and then like the asexual atheist.
Cloudy celebrates 20 months of membership. This video is just how the axe sounds to me.
Yeah, this does have the ACC phrenology going on here.
Survive in capitalism. So yeah, I was under the table. Yeah.
He was under the table. He was under the table, jorking it. I thought you were gonna say trans. No, honestly, I did have a guy who wanted to be disabled. I've told the story about the guy who wanted to be disabled before. He wanted to be disabled, live off benefits, and make video games all day. Like he fantasized about having his legs cut off. Right? That okay, that was definitely a fetish now that I think about it. I don't think I ever clocked that, but he definitely was like into it, right? I have to catch up with them. I'm still in their Discord server. Not the disabled guy, my other homies from college. I always assumed that the nerds are either tabletop gooners or skeleton-like cryptids and no in between. Well, the thing is, Kat has a story like this. And I don't want to tell Kat's story, but Kat has homies that were like a D&D group, but were also like a dungeon group. You know what I mean?
And he says, so I ask him, so you advertise the position online as being a remote position,
Kat's actually, I need to get Kat on for like insane stories. What's she doing now? Let me see.
But now you're saying that it's not. And he
I'm
said,
busy that day. Not you, Kat. Other Kat.
I don't know what we said online. Sometimes that stuff isn't accurate.
I hope we get another confession stream. That was a hoot. Well, the thing is, after you guys told all your funny stories, you started waxing philosophical, and I'm like, I can't have this. I don't want to be therapy Andy over here.
So I said, whatever. And I moved on because now I'm not even sure I want this job anymore. But maybe, that's the type of thing where maybe we can figure it out later. And then he asked me about my last job, which obviously I got.
Hold on. Oh, Kat actually okay, Kat will tell a lot of GameStop stories when we're hanging out, right? And I I am familiar with Trench Crusade. I have watched many a video about it. But one time Kat was telling a story about her time working at GameStop and how a guy died in the GameStop.
Hired from,
dude. He would come in there to buy like Funko Pops, from what I remember. And then one time he came in with his family, and his heart stopped.
Watch my recent videos, so I was trying to figure out a way that I could. I got really nervous
yeah,
trying to.
Dude, if you buy a Funko Pop, you'll drop dead instantly. That's so dark. Yeah, well, when in retail, you do what you can.
Figure out a way that I could say what happened, but also not. If he called my old boss and asked what happened, I didn't want to have lied, but also I want to explain it in a way that it doesn't sound that bad and seems.
Did he get the Funko Pop? It was the last thing he ever did.
Reasonable and hopefully makes him not want to call the people. So I think
I consider myself a staunch leftist. If you're a right-winger of any sort, I do not invite you to participate in my work. I have no choice what it is after I've given you the world. But if you...
at this point, I don't know. I mean...
To participate in the work of jorking it inside the office? This is, dude, there's so many good Dan Henchel quotes. I love when he's talking about how his wife wants him to be the Joker. You chose to engage anyway. You are trespassing. You are not welcome here.
I sort of was not.
Oh, the my students are morons one. Dude, this one is like speaking to me. My nephew deserved to be hit with my car.
Watermelon emoji.
Aware
Fruits are yummy,
exactly.
my tummy.
I was trying
Watermelon emoji.
So true.
Kind of keep myself under control, but I was also I felt myself all of a sudden, it kind of snuck up on me. I felt myself kind of all of a sudden go over the point of no return, right? And so I felt it happen, and I was kind of like, and I tried to pretend to have a coughing fit.
He came into job interview. Yep. So, I bet you're all wondering what the fuck Dan did that got him arrested. Okay, so I will show you what got Dan arrested. And I accidentally closed it because I'm a doofus. Here we go. I think I found it. Let me. He was not arrested for jerking it during a job interview. Though that would have been funnier, in my opinion. You know, it would have been better if that was the case. Hold on. Dude, I actually fucking like lost it because I'm stupid. Oh my god. There we go. Here we go. Still, oh my god. All right. Why does he still have this on his Twitter?
I was almost a school shooter. 13 years ago, I brought an AK-47 to my sophomore year homecoming game. And I've spent thousands of dollars on therapy to figure out why. I had friends. I had a girlfriend.
Isn't it crazy how he looked exactly the same when he was a teenager and now?
Maybe that's why I never took it out of the trunk. Maybe I just needed to think about it. Maybe I was sick of everybody telling me what to do, where to go, what to think. That's what my therapist says, at least. But I don't know. I think I just thought it'd be fun.
So, cocky want representation. Unfortunately, this caught the attention of Bel Air Police Department, to which this happened. Bel Air Police Department put out a school safety concern for John Carroll School, where the video was filmed. Bel Air AMD. On Saturday, January 4th of 2025, the Bel Air Police Department received information from John Carroll School administrative staff related to a disturbing social media video. The video was created by what appears to be a former student, Daniel George Henchel, Los Angeles, California. In the video, Henchel provides commentary and threatening gestures about how he was almost a school shooter in 2013. The video was made on the John Carroll School campus without authorization. Investigators believe that Henchel currently resides in California and was visiting relatives in Maryland. Bel Air Police Department and our partners agencies take threats of violence against our school and community seriously. We are conducting a full investigation in this matter. Bel Air Police Department would like to thank the John Carroll School for alerting us to the post for our investigative purposes. We want to remind all residents to report any suspicious activity. Oh. He was my priest back in 2018. We called him the Fresh Prince because he never missed an opportunity to quote the show in his sermons. Hasn't been the same since his wife divorced him, so it's not too surprising to see this. God bless. Yeah, so it's a shame that this was taken seriously because the bit was very effective, right? But as a result of that, Cloudy, who's that guy with the fedora that you always send me where he's like, hello, princess? That guy? That guy's also good. That guy's like Dan Henchel. He's not Dan Henchel level, but he's up there. Right? So obviously, you know, this comedy in the school shooter thing, right? But I'm sorry, this is really funny. How I Survived the Titanic, and it's a 54-minute video.
All right, I told him it was going to sink. I told everybody that. But as soon as they started with that,
dude, he's got the whole getup and everything. He's like a fucking Monopoly man. Oh my god. His tweets are just good too. He has great tweets. Oh, here's the staunch leftist quote. Adding 1 square inch of black face paint to my face every day until it becomes offensive. Day 2, adding 1 square of black ink to my face. Dude, new status effect.
this is not a headphone dent. This is called a congenital.
Dude, holy shit.
Skull.
Wait, is this the one guy who hates his students or not the same guy? Everything you've seen from Dan is a joke. If you've ever seen this bald guy in a video on the internet and he's like, I'm mad, I'm coming, I've seen my grandmother naked, I watched my grandmother die gooning, I hit my nephew with the car, I killed the person. It's Dan, okay?
Indentation. It is formed in utero. It is a normal skull shape. It has nothing to do with headphones. It would take hundreds of pounds of pressure to form a dent.
Yeah, literally Dan haters are sometimes just Dan.
In your skull.
This one's really funny. Dude, this was a day before. This was like, what, 1 or 2 days before the tariffs? Hey, guys, this is a message from the future. Everything turns out really well. Try to enjoy yourselves. Oh, my God. So this did actually result in like legal troubles for Dan, right? Like he needed to get a lawyer. Like, for real, because they were investigating him, and it was a humongous issue, right? It caused a lot of extra bullshit for people. But then, yes, my school shooter joke actually got me in legal trouble comes out, okay?
And I also got a new...
So he's talking, he's just yapping at the beginning.
It you know, dispenses water droplets onto the car. It's very scary, you know. So, all right, let me also show you the light I got here. I must say,
oh my God, he's really burying the lead here.
It's difficult to figure out where I put it in my car. I made a video that was very controversial. That got me into legal trouble. Got me into trouble with pretty much everybody I know in real life.
He got in trouble. Dude, his mom is like, Daniel, I know this comedy stuff's going really well, but you can't go to your school and do that.
humiliated my family, made me the most hated man in the hometown where I grew up. You know, and I hate.
I can't tell if this is real or not, but like obviously the police reaction to this and the fact that he got legal representation is real.
Those fuckers anyway, so I don't really care. But you know, it was tough. It was tough. And for a while I wasn't really talking about it because I was concerned that I may actually have real life legal problems. It's been long enough that I don't think anything's actually going to happen. I don't think they're actually going to do anything. And if they did, I would get on my knees and I would fucking, you know, because that would be amazing.
Dude, he posted as this video was going on, man. Dad's constantly cooking.
For my career. But because of that, I was sort of holding off on talking about...
Is this what you guys want? Me to move the mouse more? Is that helping?
It, you know, and sharing my thoughts and everything. But now, I think it's okay. And let me also, there's an elephant in the room here, you know, that nobody can ever believe a word of anything that I say because I've always made up everything. And I've been thinking a lot about that, you know. I've been thinking about irony as a concept. And I've been kind of wondering, does it really have a place in our society in this day?
Oh my God.
Because it's gotten to the point where
I can't even believe a single part of this is real. He's definitely not joking at some of this, but I can't tell where it ends and it begins, and I have a pretty good eye for that.
World, satire, it's almost impossible to satirize, you know, what's been going on, because real life has gotten more and more outrageous, and so I don't know. I just feel like I'm just joking around. Could you?
Dude, his ability to switch on a dime is fucking impeccable. Okay.
Imagine if I actually believed that fucking liberal horse shit. No, but there is some seriousness to it because I resent the fact that I feel like no matter what I say, you know, nobody will ever believe it. And I've talked about that.
Oh my God, no. I can't tell if this is part of the bit or not, too. Holy shit.
A few other times in videos on this channel. You know, it's an interesting sort of psychological predicament because as an artist, it doesn't mean anything to
I believe
anyone,
there was another
yourself,
time where he got pulled over by a real police officer because he was sitting in his car covered in fake blood.
It is grounded in some kind of emotional truth, right? And so the fact that it seems like no matter what I say, no matter how much it resonates with me, everybody just says, "Oh, well, this is Dan Hentschel, you know, and he makes up everything, so we should." So that he actually means the opposite of what he says, and everything that he says.
The car stop was fake. I'm losing my fucking mind. I know there was two car stops. There was two car stops. So you're telling me that this has happened twice where he's faked it?
Should be completely discarded, you know, as a fake. It upsets me, and so this is sort of just. You can believe it or not. You can believe whatever amount of it you want. But I will assure you, certainly everything I say in this video today is true. Most of the things that I say are somewhat true.
Oh my God.
Things that I say are emotionally true.
Oh my God, dude. Talk about poisoning the well. He's like a character that I'd love to see behind a veil, but it's also like one of those things where, you know, it would ruin it, right? But it like this caused like a real world outcry, right? There's more than one local news article on Dan about this issue. Okay, Dan's local news covered him as he was some kind of psychotic monster. All right.
There's a concept called emotional truth, where what I say is grounded in, I believe it. I genuinely do believe it. That's the only reason why I'm able to do it and why it works. Even though, you know, maybe I didn't throw my cat in the garbage disposal, or I didn't come on my grandfather's face, or whatever I say in the videos that's completely outrageous and nonsensical.
Yeah, so this is fake. This is fake. Wait, or is this the one that's real? Because there's been two, right? So if I go to his channel, right? Is he the all my students are morons guy? I do believe he is. Right? Because there's more than one. He was like covered in blood in one of these. Hold on, let me find it. It's somewhere here. Oh, yeah. I saw my grandma pleasing herself is a really funny one, too. You're supposed to tell me. Well, the thing is, you know, sometimes I don't know, okay? Like, so this is fake. This is fake. This is definitely fake. No, this can't be fake. This is fake. This is fake. I refuse to believe otherwise. This isn't real. Here's why. Okay, here's why I think this is fake, right? We can't hear the body cam footage. We can't hear the body cam footage. All right, check the date on the video. September 5th, and then this is from 8/20. So this would have been like a couple months earlier in the year.
Thanks, man.
Or wait, no, a month. Wait, am I stupid? Yes.
You can just stand over there. Can you check for weapons? Do you mind? Hey, just right here. Alright.
No, this is fake. This is fake. What the fuck? Those cops are driving a Tesla. It's not even. It's not even a month. It's 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. The giveaway is that fucking Tesla. There ain't no way that the LAPD is driving Teslas to arrest.
Yeah, just because that was a pretty big knife, kitchen knife right there. Yeah, I get your creating content and stuff, but so if you want to contact him.
Like your friend?
217 contacting one, go with your 19.
Where are the lights on the cop car? There were.
Last of Henchel. Phonetically Henry Edward Nora Tom. Sam Charles Henry Edward Lincoln.
I can't tell if this is real or fake. Oh shit. Wait, what the fuck? Never mind. LAPD is driving Teslas out there. Never mind. Are you kidding me, dude? I didn't know that this is real. What? That's crazy, but it doesn't look the same. Yeah. Yeah.
Just quick pat down, dude.
Maryland today.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
217 on your subject here, shows negative 29 zone solid and clean.
I mean, maybe they could. What? They're driving like a Tesla Model 3, right? Yeah, it is a different model.
Like I said, the reason I had you step out was because that big kitchen knife right there.
I understand how it works.
Yeah, and you got a couple neighbors calling like, hey, I don't know, this guy might be doing something. I don't know, so.
No, I understand.
All right, cool. You're not injured, no nothing? You're good to go?
Thank you.
All right, cool, man. You have a good one. Thanks.
Pasadena police. I can't imagine driving a Tesla to a police stop, dude. That's wild. I can't tell if this is real or not. I can't tell. Am I the only one who saw I pretended to be a good person on screen? Or am I losing my marbles? There's no fucking way that came up on the screen earlier. All right, now I'm really starting to think this is fake. This has to be fake. This has to be fake. I can't imagine it being anything else. I'm actually sitting here like trying to rack my brain with whether or not this is real or not. Holy shit.
There is an emotional truth to it. Now, what that means, I have no idea, you know, and what that means for you, I don't know. I never chose to be labeled as a satirist. I think that's a terrible, stupid word that I hate. It doesn't make any sense. It sucks. It means nothing. It has been completely stripped of all meaning. Same thing with the word, I forgot what it was, the other word. But, basically what I'm trying to get at here is that, you know, I never really
I pretended to be a good person, and I politely informed her she was lying. This dude is the funniest motherfucker on the planet. Dude, he's like, dude, Zoomer American Psycho, dude.
Wanted to be a comedian or a satirist or whatever the hell you want to call me, or a regular, you know, whatever word you have for it.
Yeah, I showed that he's putting a black square on his face every day till it's offensive.
Reject it. Keep it away from me, because all I do is I say things that I believe that are real to me.
I say things I believe. I am racist. I shot my waitress.
I put them out into the world, and they decide what is done with them after the fact.
Dan Henchel is a generational poster. All right, when Dan Henchel dies, like a piece of posting history will die. Nobody will post quite like him ever again.
So, you know, I have a Wikipedia page. I don't know if you've, if you've seen it, but it's very interesting seeing the way that I'm sort of described from a third person perspective, an objective.
Wait, he one shot his waitress? Yeah.
You know, Wikipedia. Because I was reading, and I was like, well, what? You know, huh? I don't believe any of this. This isn't what I think. This isn't what I am. You know, but I have no control over that. All I have control over is what I vomit out into the world, right? And so that is my way of sort of assuring you that everything I'm about to say in this video is true.
I'm here before Dan gets canceled. Well, he is doing the any percent racist speedrun.
So, Christmas Day, I filmed a video at my old high school. There was nobody there. I didn't see any no trespassing signs. I walked right, zip. Well, I don't know how much I can say. And you know what? Also, I talked to a lawyer, and he said the fact that you feel like you can't talk about this, and the fact that you can't feel like you can't express yourself on social media means that your free speech rights have been violated.
I can't tell if it's real or not. Right? So it's like he makes this outrageous claim in his video. It's clearly a bit, but like I can't tell if this is part of the bit and all of this was like, you know, partially planned or not. Nobody told him that. I refuse to believe that it's real. I don't even think Dan Henchel's real. This is AI. There's no Dan Henchel here. This is an empty car, okay? They green screened him in.
And that is, in and of itself, my feeling like I cannot express myself with whatever the hell I want to say.
Real life done as well.
Means that my free speech rights have been violated by the police. So I'm going to say whatever the hell I want. If it sends me to jail, fine. That would be the dumbest thing that ever happened in the history of the world. But if that happens, fine. I would be willing to go to jail for my silly little stupid videos. Yeah, I would. Yes. And a lot of people talked to me about this after the fact, and they said, could you imagine going to jail for a bit that's not even funny? And I was like, yeah, I could. Yes, I would go to jail for anything I make. And you?
If I was stuck in a room with Sam Hyde and Dan, I would leave that room without a grasp on reality. The levels of irony would literally cause mental illness.
If you don't believe that and you are an artist, you're a fucking hack. Sorry. But it's true. It's true. So, complete and total self-sacrifice. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. And if you're not willing to do that, then go work at Walmart.
See, I get like this is crazy person behavior, but it's also like part of the comedic bit, right? Like if you're a comedian, I've seen comedians be able to hold this up, right? People wrongfully misattribute things to Norm Macdonald all the time, right? But like there were tons of points where people couldn't tell if Norm Macdonald was like doing a bit or just saying something. And he would do that all the time.
Anyway,
what's that clip of Norm Macdonald where he's like, I will not eat a morsel of this until Margaret Thatcher is dead, and then he's just scarfing down to KFC.
On Christmas Day, I went to my old high school. I didn't climb any fences. I didn't break in. Certainly not. I waltzed in because there's a public park right next to it. So how am I supposed to know where the boundary ends between the public park and whatever they consider the campus is? Walked right in, and I a lot of times if you've got to do things in sort of a guerrilla style, and that doesn't mean ooga booga guerrilla. It means Guerilla, guerrilla, like guerrilla warfare. You go in, you get the shot, and you leave. So that's what I did. There's nobody there. And the premise of the...
See, it's like he's explaining it, but then he'll say stuff like the gorilla thing. And I'm like, no, this is all fake,
video. The way that I work is I find it while I'm there. So I just sort of shot a bunch of... poor choice of words. I filmed a bunch of stuff. Filmed a bunch of stuff around, me doing stuff, and then I said, all right, I'll sit on that for a while, and then when I get back to LA, I'll put it all together. So I forgot about it for about a week, and then I came back to LA, and I took a look at the footage that I had filmed, and that's why I would say, if you haven't seen the video, I would really encourage you to watch it. One, to get the views up, right? But also because I want you to see that I chose to do what I did very deliberately. Every single frame in that video was very deliberate. Every single thing that I said, every single choice that I made.
See, like, obviously, he's being honest here, right? Like, it was very clear that he wrote out the bit before filming it, right? Like, he did it from top to bottom. He knew exactly what he was going to say and what he was going to do. He knew what the punchline to the joke was, right? And obviously, we can watch that video and we're like, oh, he's being sarcastic. Like, this is clearly for the comedy. But the thing is, chat, the public, like normal people, because none of us are normal. Let it be known. Nobody in chat right now is normal. Okay? You're all weirdos. But if you were like a mom Andy on Facebook, a mom Andy, my brain is fried, chat. My brain is actually fucking fried. If you were a mom Andy on Facebook, mom, I can't. Why did that came out of my mouth? I don't even know why I said it. It doesn't even make sense. But if you were a mom Andy on Facebook, you'd see that and you're like, this is horrible. My kids are in danger. And you would be horrified by it. Okay? If you saw some of the videos like I've played that I came at a job interview thing for people who are terminally online, and they go, this is horrible. Why would this guy get on the internet and say this sort of thing? And I'm just like, I gotcha.
I very, very carefully considered. It was not a situation where I was saying, "Oh, I'm going to be edgy," and that joke about being a school shooter because I want to be edgy and I want everybody to go like, it's a little bit of that, but mostly it's because I think that it would be interesting. I don't know what that means, but that's the feeling that I follow. So I was cutting it together, doing my little sashimi, and I really sort of struggled with how exactly the narration should be, what should the tone be, all that stuff. And, that was very interesting after the fact because people, a lot of people did not find it funny, or they said, I didn't laugh at this. This isn't funny to me. I don't understand the joke, and I was so confused by that because at no point during that video did I ever make any indication from an authorial, is that a word? Authorial perspective that signaled I am trying to be funny. So I...
Oh my God. I can't. This guy. I don't know where the bit stops and ends. He was clear, like him saying I was being serious, not funny. Like, put the video in such a like, imagine being his lawyer. Like, unironically, imagine being his lawyer, where he's like, I wasn't being funny. None of that was a joke. That was all deliberate, right? And then, like, a court of law could look at that and go, oh my God, this guy, he's threatening. He's threatening a school.
It was kind of scratching my head. I was like, well, why were they expecting that? Why were they expecting that at the end I was going to be like, oh, and aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Because it is a very serious subject. And so I was treating it very seriously. There's funny things in it. There's a funny shot where I chase the geese around and they go, but.
Could you imagine if the bit continues in court? That would be so funny. I can't. I don't even know. I can't even picture what that would be like,
It was not, I guess, supposed to be funny. And I know that that's a very classic, guy who just got called not funny thing to say, but it is true. So then I thought about that more and I was like, why did that happen? Why was there such a disconnect between my expectations and the audience's expectations? And, I thought about that for a long time and I realized I really have no control over that. Like I was talking about earlier in the video.
It would be a Dan video of his court hearing where he plays the judge, the lawyers, and himself. Yeah, and it's all filmed from inside his Corolla somehow.
I have no idea when I put something out there how it's going to be received. I have a reputation of being a comedian, but I don't necessarily always adhere to the expectations of the audience, and I don't think you should. I saw a very interesting somebody in my replies. I got a reply that was like, oh, I don't want you to do this, I want you to do this other thing, and somebody replied with a picture of words that said crap, I forgot it. Hang on, it'll come back. Oh, if I had asked my customers what they wanted, they would have said a faster car. They would have said so the person who said the quote was Henry Ford, who was the inventor of the car. And he said, if I had asked my customers what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Think about that. It's very true.
Oh God, the comparison here is insane. I don't even understand what he means by that. It's so incomprehensible. Peter, the horse is here. Hear him out. That's true. He's like Henry Ford, but the Henry Ford of not comedy because he's not a comedian. Because he keeps the audience guessing because the faster horse is here.
Because no offense to all of you, but you don't know what the hell you're talking about. If you did, you would be me, and you would be doing what I did, but you don't. So, I don't really care about the suggestions of everybody in the chat, you know. And I know that that's probably confusing for a lot of people because you are so used to everything in entertainment and culture catering to your whims. You are so used to getting exactly what you want. You're so used to...
Guys, I gotta get exactly what I want. I got it. I am racist.
Saying, I think
Has
they
the
should change
bit
the
ended yet? I can't tell if the bit is ended or continued.
design of Sonic the Hedgehog in the movie. And they do it. Because they want your money. So they're going to suck your cock. I don't care about your money. I mean, it's nice, but I don't care about it. So what I care about is doing something that has never been done before. So in order to do that, you have to be willing. When everybody is telling you, this is a bad idea, don't do this.
When everybody told me not to do the school shooter video, I knew that I should do it.
Stupid. This isn't working. No. Even the people you care about the most
It's a
in your
high
life.
replayed.
No matter what you do, no matter how successful it is, no matter how viral it goes, it will disappear. After enough time, poof, it's gone. Completely vanishes into thin air. And you have to start all over again. And you have to prove yourself all over again. So that can get, after a while, you know, that can get a little demoralizing. Because you start to think, why do I bother? You know, what's the point of doing this if it's just gonna be square one every time?
I'm waiting to see what this part is that's like the replay part.
I don't know the answer, you know. But I just keep doing it. And I just keep trying to, you know, it was interesting at the beginning because when I was doing all those, you know, everybody always loved the gaslighting therapist bullshit. And at that point, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to become, if I make enough of these, they'll buy a show. Netflix will buy a unscripted show that's where I get to give funny relationship advice to people or whatever the hell it is.
I can't tell if this is part of it.
Because the entertainment industry went completely in the shitter. And
I can't tell, dude. I can't tell if he's like talking genuinely or not, dude. I need to click on I am racist. I need to. It's sitting there. It keeps staring at me. And as a racist, I need to look at it, you know.
Hello. I am racist.
Dude, the Joker turns his camera around in his Corolla. It's like he's at his day job. Hello, Batman. I am racist.
I'm racist. I'm dad.
Dude, he's like evil Lex Luthor. Evil Lex Luthor. Jesus, I'm really struggling with the English language today.
But really, I am racist, and that's not a joke. I am being totally 100% serious. And that is the most progressive thing I could possibly ever say, and I'll explain why. If you've been following me on my other social media,
No, dude, it's like when that guy who's like very clearly racist is like trying to like lampshade it, dude.
you will know that I am in the process of doing an experiment that probably many people feel a certain way about that may not be positive, and that is okay. All white people are racist. They always will be.
Oh my god.
The solution to being a wolf is not to try to become a sheep. It is to not eat people.
What? Okay, so if racists are the wolf and white people are racist, it is not that the white people shouldn't be racist. It's that they shouldn't be racist offensively. It's like, is that...
And that is something that it took me a very long time to realize, you know. 10 years ago, when confronted with the information that I am a wolf, my first instinct would be to go, no, I'm not. Look, I'm chopping my claws off. I've got this muzzle on. You
You know, I've covered myself in white stuff. I'm a sheep.
This guy. This guy. Maybe my mind is in the gutter, but you know, he said it, not me.
I'm not a wolf. I'm one of the good ones, right? And you know what? For a time, I even convinced myself of that. But I don't think I convinced anybody else. Maybe I did. Maybe I convinced the other white people, right? So, ultimately, that is what this is all about for me.
Have you guys seen the video where he's like, I dress like Hitler, and the caption is, just got punched in the face for no reason? Yeah.
I am a bad person. I realized that a long time ago. I think that too many people these days let each other off the hook too easily. I think so much art is about the artist.
How's he get those squares so exact? Like, what's he using?
Audience celebrating what good people they are. Saying to the audience, look, I think the right things, you think the right things, aren't we great? That's not what I am in.
I feel like if any woman attempted to psychoanalyze this man, they'd end up like Harley Quinn. I do believe he is in a relationship, and the girlfriend is also in on the bit as well.
Interested in.
He's gonna do blackface one day. Well, obviously, yeah, that's what's happening here. You know, he's doing it every day.
Shut your fucking dogs up. You see that? I'm not a good person. I'm not interested in convincing you that I am. I'm interested in telling you that I'm
This
not.
is like when you know when a YouTuber is like doing like an apology video or like a video where they're coming out and talking straight, and it's like the biggest like horse shit ever. This is that, but like a joke.
And seeing what you do with that information. Seeing what I do with that information.
He has heterochromia? No, he has homophobia.
And something that I've realized is, we are not defined by the thoughts we have inside of our head. We are not defined by the things we don't do. We are defined by the things we do.
Oh my god. This guy is so particular with his language that he really is a generational poster, dude. Holy shit. Gautier is falling off. That's crazy.
Every day, we wake up and we decide where we're going to put the next square on our faces.
Dude, it's literally the jonkler. Holy shit. He has a video that's titled "Meeting My Son, Who I Don't Want at the Airport." Oh, I've seen the Joker videos. He's incorrectly classified as a satirist. He's actually a performance artist. Maybe he's just the guy, you know? If you look at the spacing, he's literally started with spaces needed to outline a QR code. Maybe it is. Maybe it is something. Maybe it is.
Looking for Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. Photo with the Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. Photo with the Steve. I got it. Thanks. I want to get one of these.
I got it. Thanks. Oh my god. This is literally what happened when a Nintendo fan found out the price of the Switch 2. All right? Listen, go easy on him. He just found out that Mario Kart World cost $80. Oh my god. Griffin necklace. If you all died, I wouldn't care.
There's two types of people in the world. Those who are free and those who aren't.
He really does look like Lex Luthor, though. Like, unironically, he looks like the guy who plays Lex Luthor in that new movie for Superman. Like, I don't. Is this just gonna be like minutes of him walking? Yes, it is. This is nothing but. I hope that ain't claimable music. Literally, like every one of my fucking streams gets claimed, so my life is Jover anyway. Radish Sun is my hawk to a sun cucumber. It's an anonymous video from Henchel's GF.
I want you to honestly tell me how many times you want me to apologize for the same thing. How many? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yesterday, I apologized yesterday morning once. I apologized twice last night.
He had to. You guys got to understand that he had to become the Chuckler because he said that DC Comics told him that he couldn't be the Joker anymore. So he became the legally distinct Chuckler. Okay. Cousin to the Jonkler, actually. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Holy shit. This man is I'm Alex coded right now. I can't wait to hear the use of the brick in this one. Dude, there's so many great posts from him too. Like, there's so many. Let me go to the bathroom. I have I just drank a large coffee, so I'm very I have to go to the bathroom. So you know how it is. Anyway, you guys want weak bladder Andy? Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Here's Jazz. Oh my god, no, I'm not playing that. I am not playing that. Let's do funk. No, play it. Okay, I'll play it. I'll play it. I'll be right back. I'm back, chat. I'm back. I came back at like the last 20 seconds of the song, so I just kind of let us all sit here as we as we listen to it. Oh my god, dude. That song was terrible. I can't believe you let me do that, chat. What is this? So you like the song? Okay. Well, not like I don't like it. I liked it when somebody in chat said piss whimsy. Piss whimsy was really funny. That was really good posting, honestly. It was piss music. Piss penis music. Oh, this was one that I saw. There was no AI used in the creation of this photo. Only raw human intellect. He knows exactly what to post too. In the age of AI, the Grand Canyon falls flat. Billions of years to make something a computer could do in seconds. Dude, this is like a drill tweet, you know? Which, by the way, have you guys? Okay, do you guys know who like Drill is? Right? That's like another generational poster. I think Drill died, or Drill sold his account and gave it to a new guy who's less funny and less creative than him. That's my theory. Okay, that's my theory. It's just a crackpot theory. Okay. And did you also know that Drill was a user on Something Awful back in the day? So Drill's like an old internet person who just like makes tweets and they pop off. Drill's the candle tweet guy, right? Where it was like, help me manage my finances, $10 OnlyFans, $400 Yankee Candle. I'm butchering that, but the joke's something along those lines. The Drill fell off when it changed to X. Yeah, I think he sold his account. That's my theory. I think he sold his account. Speaking of generational posters, hold on. I got another one to pull up. This one is unsolicitedly sent to me. Oh my god. No, now I'm getting... Dude, I hate TikTok. TikTok's always like, hey, you gotta sign in. Select two objects that are the same shape. Hold on, guys. I gotta do a test for fourth graders. All right, I almost failed, but we fixed it. We got through it. All right, so I've had this guy sent to me multiple times.
Well, princess, care for a drink? They say red wine is an aphrodisiac. I believe it because it goes straight to my quit. So, princess, grab a glass. Daddy's in heat.
Oh my god, dude.
Why did the pony ask for a glass of water? Because its throat was a little hoarse. Ah!
Oh my god. Have you seen the Judy Hopps guy? Who's the Judy Hopps guy? Which, by the way, hold on. I know I'm like ADHD maxing and I'm like going back and forth, but sometimes I just I remember things, right? I was watching one of those iceberg videos recently, right? And Dan posted these a few days ago, right? I would do it if you asked, Lord, and he's pointing a gun at his head. There was this guy on Reddit who was talking about, like, he was schizophrenic and he was talking about killing himself, but he was like posting on r/ask Reddit, hey, what's the best way to cut off your penis? And he would be going to all these different like places on Reddit, and he would be like, "Hey, what's the best way to remove your genitals from your body to stop North Korea from bombing America?" Or he's like, how can I kill myself effectively to stop the bombing of America? And so it just reminded me of these Dan tweets, right? So yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple of Judy Hopps guys. Yeah, I think he actually did do it eventually, by the way. Sad story. But you know, interesting post, I guess, on reddit.com.
My boss told me to have a good day. So I went home.
That's so bad. That's so bad. He's really good at this too. All right, dude. Cloudy will send me like 40 bazillion of these, okay? I've seen so much of this guy.
Hello, princess. Oh, princess. You're looking mighty fine tonight. What's the occasion? Or do you like to just give daddy random erections? If that's the case. Well,
Clapping his feet. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a guy like this, right? Like, I've met a lot of weird characters in my day, but I don't think I've ever met somebody like this.
played. Well,
Wait, so was this man arrested? I am so confused. Also, I made some more fruit out. Who is this man?
This man is Bopham. He's a Redditor guy. His whole bit is that he's a Redditor. That's the whole bit. But I felt like it was related because Dan is like that. I don't know why. I feel like there's like a relation to that. You are not a woman, Diesel. This man is real. He's out there. I know that there's men like this, right? But sometimes, like, I get like a homie. This is very cute. Sometimes I get like a homie, and the homie is like weird as hell. Or not even like a homie, like an acquaintance, right? I meet a guy, and the guy's like that kind of guy, but I haven't met this kind of guy, is what I'm saying. I know this guy is out there, but I don't think I've met this guy. You know what I mean? Like, where do you meet a guy like this? Maybe I'm just not into social circles for that. I'm supposed to be going to play a game of 40K this weekend, and I feel like I would run into that type of guy there. You know what I mean? Like there was a Magic pre-release going on when I was at the store, so maybe he's like in that crowd of people. For me, he was my coworker. But I don't think I've ever met a guy who calls his partner princess or any kind of alliteration of that. You don't meet them because they're hiding in a basement.
well played, princess. Now come here. Daddy's in heat. Hello?
In absolute abject silence. But Diesel, you call me princess all the time. I've literally never called you that ever, and you know that, okay? Do not put words in my mouth. It's another one with a lot of views. Hal never lies. He's got no.
My ideal Friday night consists of red wine, my favorite fedora, and a little bit of fun.
I know this is a bit. I know this is a bit, but oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, always believe the woman, but that's only on International Women's Day. Why is he Smaggle? I gotta commend his feet skills, I guess. Yeah, he's great at it. His grippers are crazy. His grippers are crazy, dude. Restraining order. Riz training order.
Hello, princess. Wow, you're looking like a certified snack today. My tummy is rumbling.
Oh god. This is so bad. This is like the worst. You know, like it's such a bad, like fellas in the chat. When you put on the Riz, like when you think of that really bad line, like this is the demon that you're resisting letting out, okay? Like,
shall we feast?
oh my god. Diesel, do you want to see my favorite satire account on Instagram? Sure. God, dude, he's fucking holding a plate in his fucking feet. I know it's a bit. Like, again, I know this is like a guy doing a bit. But, like, he does it so well that I'm still like, ugh. He's cringing at himself, Chad. He does this too. You're literally lying right now. I don't even.
Good morning, princess. It's time for breakfast. Today on the menu, we've got eggs. How'd you like yours? Poached, scrambled, or
this one's really bad.
Fertilized?
Oh my god. Princess, how do you want your eggs? Poached, scrambled, or fertilized? Oh. Oh my god. Listen, man. I will say this. He has really strong feet. I know it's a bit, but like, holy shit, are his feet like really strong? Diesel, I swear to God, it's so bad it's actually bothering you people. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. Can we introduce him to Cat? This is definitely not Cat's type. So this is a satire account being sent to me? Another poster? Okay.
Asterati celebrates 12 months of membership. He sounds like the white Bowser, grimacing face emoji.
Nigga, drop me in the jungle, I'll box a bear. Sprite down there look black.
Okay, is this guy's bit is that he's doing a conserve a boomer bit, isn't he? Oh my god, I'm so getting this video taken down. I am so getting this VOD taken down. Ex-wife, if you don't get that thing out of the house, I'm divorcing you. Holy shit. Is this even a real person? Is this old guy fake? Is this like a fake old guy? This old guy feels like he's AI. I know that sounds like an insane thing to say. I haven't figured that out yet. Yeah, because everything that this guy posts is just like a picture of him, right? Like, maybe the guy's not even real. Oh my god. See, something feels really fake about this. Like, I don't even think Henry Davis is a real person. Like, I don't think there is a Henry Davis. Like, I think this is AI. This has to be an AI bit, right? But the face is really good, too. Who's the emo? His fake son. Right? Wait a second. What the fuck? I can't tell if this is real or not. This feels really fake. Yeah, it's like photos he's shopped himself in. So then, like, what is the original for this? Because something feels uncannily off about it. You know what I mean? Also, this guy being at a Diddy party and then being with Camilla Harris right next. And then he's with OJ. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Kamala Harris. Like, I don't... Dude, he's with Evan Peters! I can't tell. What the fuck? It has... Dude, come on. Something is weird about this page. Something is so fucking fake about this page. But whoever is photoshopping this old guy into shit is doing a really good job. This is really good. Because this is 2022. So this is really fucking good. Oh, brother. Oh, this is really fucking good. Holy shit. Holy shit. Dude, they got him next to X. They got Unk next to X, bro. What is going on? Dude, Ja bless. This man is the fourth. No! This one has aged so well. This one has aged so fucking well. The context of this one has gotten much funnier. If you guys don't know, like, half of the Impractical Jokers are sex pest, or maybe like 3/4 of them are, right? And this was in 2021, so that predates it. Yeah, Joe's in a psych ward now, yes. God. Dude, is this a Photoshop of Alec Baldwin? God damn, is it really fucking amazing, dude? Why? But this is doing the making fun of the boomer. This is like boomer guy bit. That's what it is, right? Of course, you've got to be kidding me. Oh my god. God. Interesting. It's really interesting, dude. What the fuck? It's crazy the shit people get up to. Yeah. It's for basically a musician, is what I'm able to tell. God. It's really good. This is really good. This is really good post behavior, okay? Where's the Epstein one? Hold on, let's go back to 2020. Dude, he's with Ninja? Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit. Wait, was that EDP? I don't think it... No, it's just some guy. And with Michael Jackson, dude, see, this Photoshop is really good right? I can't even see a seam on the face. It's perfectly blended. Like it's crazy how fucking amazing it is. Like holy shit. Bill Nye. Dude. MF Doom. This guy's seeing everybody. MF Doom, Mac Miller, like God, dude. I'm very thirsty. And then you guys wonder why I piss so much. Surprisingly, no Epstein. Surprisingly, no Epstein. Very interesting. Very interesting. Is that base god? No, I see a yay. There's a yay here. These will go back up to base god. Let's see. I'm looking. We got Ja. No, that's not base god. Who's that? Fuck, it's on the tip of my tongue. Is that a little B? He knew it would be a step too far. Lil Wayne? Fuck, who is that? Lil Uzi. Wait, that's not Lil Uzi. Who the fuck is this? I've seen this guy's face. I'm actually losing my fucking mind. I literally don't believe anything is real anymore. Ye's Twitter might as well be a parody at this point. Dude, he created graduation. Okay, never mind. I can't even justify that joke. We ran out of graduations like 75 graduations ago. Okay? We did a chat. Diesel lost his mind. By the way, while I'm just fucking sitting here yapping my ass off, doing nothing to stream really. Fucking dude, it literally like dude, Vitality is lucky if he's not gonna have his hands cut off.
He killed the dog and tried to kill him before going on the run. This page is weird.
Oh, okay. Okay, so there's like a plot line with it. Okay. That's really fucking strange. But okay. I've also heard of the Philippines like being pretty like extreme with their justice system, so you know, Chris, you're gonna send me the video anyway, and then I'm certain it's not gonna be that. I have a sneaking suspicion I know what it is, but send it to me. Chris is about to drop something weird. Why is Brian Mullins? Who is Brian Mullins? I know who this is. Who's this guy? I know this guy. Is this the fucking diaper guy? Somebody... No, just listen to the video. I don't even... Listen, I don't want to watch a video that has the words international child sex trafficking industrial complex. Should we really save all the children? The child prostitution question. Well, I might as well watch it. We're here now. We're locking in. Why do I know who this character is? What is this lolcow? I know this character.
Hi, everybody. I am Brian Mullins the Fox for the first short-form rant installment of April 2025. This shouldn't take too long to ask you. Should we really save all the children, even when it's entirely possible that they become child predators themselves?
This is a horrible argument. This is a horrible argument. This is a terrible argument. I can tell you right now that this argument is bad and this is not philosophically sound.
Towards other children by being prostitutes. It's also known as the child prostitute question. Because if you...
The child prostitute question. Nobody's asking that question but you, buddy. Have you heard of gaming in the Clinton years? Is that... Should I know what that is too? I've heard of this guy. This guy is a lolcow, right? This guy is like a infamous lolcow.
unironically answer this great question of mine with a yes, then congratulations. You're a fucking moron. Maybe you should start reconsidering that question now.
What do you...
Because if you unironically answer this great question of mine with a yes, then congratulations. You're a fucking moron. Maybe you should start reconsidering that question now. But before I give you the following 3 reasons as to why, I'm going to have to point it out bluntly. Saving these predatory children will only...
Okay, alright, Scarlet Reaper. Who is this guy? Get me on the phone with this guy right now. I'll ruin his life. In Minecraft.
exacerbate the problem.
Interesting.
By further enriching the child sex trafficking rings, the deep state, and all the other organizations I said were involved, including the black market, and keep it all alive. And now that you know all this, do you still want to know these 3 reasons? Because if so, okay. Number 1, just because they're children or under the age of 18 does not mean that you should deny or entirely rule out the possibility of child prostitutes existing. Because they do. And what's the fucking point in saying that no child becomes a child predator to another child themselves? If you just...
I honestly, I can't even... This is... Alright. So obviously I know this is stupid, right? And this guy is stupid. And crazy, and probably a lot of other things. But I actually like his argument here is pause. His argument is so bad that I actually don't understand his thesis point, right? Like I can't. So, all right, his argument is we shouldn't try to save all the children. Period. Okay. And then he says that thing about like the deep state and the child sex trafficking industrial complex. And then he says they could be bad too. But that doesn't really address the question, right? So like the question is, should we... This is stupid. I'm like trying to engage with this, like just ignoring the context of it, okay?
silently go along and nod your head with the people that deny that this happens at all. Why can't you just be honest and say that you don't give a shit and you shouldn't have to answer these questions? 2, if you want to help us get rid of all predators, adult and or otherwise, don't just go after the adult ones and turn a complete blind eye to the ones under 18 years old, and even the ones that aren't even...
Okay, alright. Alright, so we can't even have this discussion until we have, like... This is so fucking stupid. Oh my god. This is literally what Scarlet Reaper said.
They're teenagers yet, meaning don't turn a blind eye to even prepubescent child predators that go after other children. And finally, number 3, before I release the rest of the rant portion and end this video, if you prefer your eyeballs not be scarred for life over having the gumption to swallow your pride and get rid of all predators, adult and prepubescent, including the ones in their teenage...
Yeah, it's not me to... Listen, man, I'm allowed to have an opinion, all right? But, like, it's the federal government and, like, the CIA and, you know, law enforcement agencies that need to deal with that, you know? Like...
You're the enemy of the...
Welcome to hell, buddy.
people. Obscenity shouldn't change a motherfucking thing when it comes to having to deal with the scummiest of scum out there. If you're too offended by pedophiles existing and what you call CP existing, why do you turn a blind eye to worse anyway? Fuck you and shut the fuck up.
I don't even understand. I don't even understand his, like, I can't even, like, what is, I don't understand the righteous indignation, because he hasn't, like, it, I do believe it is a consistently moral stance to be disgusted by CP. So, I don't understand what his position is. Like, that was like, it was so dysfunctionally bad that I didn't understand it. Like, that's how poorly constructed his point was, is that it literally made no sense.
There's no reason or rationale.
Okay, like, obviously he's like, this is okay. First of all, like, let's ignore what he's actually saying in the video. This guy is lampshading for his belief of that children can predate on adults. That's what it is. And ultimately, it's like a larger discussion that he's trying to have, where it's like, he's like, oh, kids can consent to sex, right? That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Right, so this is all like lampshading for him wanting to try and like debate bro and justify something that's like clearly reprehensible and that literally any other sane person would say is wrong. But he is actually so stupid that, you know, have you ever heard of those people that have that disorder where they speak perfect English, but all of the English is pure gibberish nonsense? Have you ever seen that? It's like that guy. Like, he's doing that.
With your mentality. You supporting all this are the reason why this happens. There's no logic or method to your madness. You must...
I actually... What do you mean? I already said I didn't support it. So why are you saying I support it by not wanting to look at it? It's not my job to look or not look at it.
Either become one with the enemy or not be the enemy. And if they're deadly enough... kill off all child prostitutes,
What happened to this guy in VR chat, huh? What happened to this guy in VR chat?
Best and otherwise.
I know where Scarlet Reaper is, chat. I've known where he is the entire time. I know exactly what he's doing right now on the internet. I know, Scarlet. I know. I'm not going to tell you all yet. I'm going to wait. What VR chat world is he in? He is doing something interesting. That is for sure.
Unironically. And no, I'm not promoting violence, YouTube. Fuck off.
You literally just did. You can't just say, I'm not.
And leave the adult prostitutes and child sex traffickers to rot and die on their own in prison. And for all my subscribers and those who have common sense, I'm Brian Mullins, the Fox, signing out.
He also believes that CP can only be simple recordings of predatory acts. If it's guys, if the child porn was professionally produced, it's totally something else.
Out. See you then, as in the next short form commentary.
What else is this guy? Okay, so first of all, I got sent some Brian Mullins related material. This is a 20-minute Roast Games 2 debates read by Brian Mullins.
Let's begin, shall we? Let's analyze the first debate, which is called Brian Mullins, the Roast Game. Families were eating their own children for 19 years.
Wait, I know this guy.
The debate
wait,
with
oh my god, wait.
Game.
This is the weird, this is the fucking insane, this is the guy who talks about the weird, like, fucking Thanksgiving, like, eating children thing, right? This is that guy. I know this guy. I've done a stream on this guy like 2 years ago or something. Hold on. Now it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, this guy is fucking nuts, chat. This guy is fucking nuts. Holy shit. Oh my God. Okay. So this guy, yeah, I think I should do another Brian Mullins stream. It's been a minute. Yes, yes, yes. He thinks Americans eat baby asses for Thanksgiving. Yes. Yes. He has this whole entire, unironically, he has this ginormous global conspiracy. This guy's like a fucking schizophrenic. Okay? The outrageous stakes that his theory goes to are fucking nuts. He has a theory of everything. Okay, he's like the time cube guy for like Thanksgiving child predators. I don't like literally that, right? That's how deep the rabbit hole goes. Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm Detective Brian.
Okay, and he like gives like case studies for all of it, right? So he has like this whole fucking like theory of everything. It's literally like a theory of everything, right? And it's about how children are eaten on Thanksgiving. Like literally that's the basis of it. I don't know of another way to put it other than that's his whole idea. Here we go. Your inability or refusal to understand or acknowledge the fact that families ate their own children literally as their Christmas roast in the past doesn't negate the fact that the roast games is a fact. Yes, yes. This is the roast game guy. Yes. The story of my life. Birth. He's authored his whole life. He's authored his whole life. Oh boy. All right. All right. Do not read that. It's bad. That sounds like a reason that I should read it. On Wattpad is wild. Oh my God. Does he make these himself? These quote things look like he makes them himself. Dude, this is like literally, yeah, I covered this guy a really long time ago. And fucking it is, you could literally just spend forever. His roast game theory is so incomprehensibly convoluted. Like literally it's like a deep state theory. Okay, so think Pizzagate, but it's Thanksgiving themed. The deep state's in on it, and that there was a food shortage around Thanksgiving, so everybody had to work together to actually like kidnap a bunch of children, and then the families would eat the children and all this shit. It's insane, right? So all the basis of his like weird child stuff, like all that stuff, is all couched in the belief that he thinks that the roast game is real. Like I like that's the only way I can put it, right? So like every single belief that he has is related to this theory that the world has this global conspiracy about the roast game. We get more fruit. Don't worry about being egotistical. Being egotistical is having self-esteem. Those who don't want you to be egotistical want their egos to replace yours. I have to find, I have like a Notion table where I keep all my like topics. So this is honestly, I might have a bunch of Brian Mullins stuff in an old document, and I need to go find it. Those who don't want you to be egotistical want their egos to replace yours, especially when you have low self-esteem. Having low self-esteem was hard for me. But when I joined the furry fandom, everything changed. You know, the thing is that this guy was completely ostracized from the furry fandom. Normal furries, I know that sounds like a double entendre, but like Normal furries don't want to deal with fucking guys like this. Okay, they don't want you at like fur festival or whatever the fuck. They don't want you on Fur Affinity. Like, these people get banned from Fur Affinity because they're so fucking nuts. It's like outside of that community's Overton window. Oh my god, there's so much on Brian Mullins chat. There's so much. All right, I've kind of like picked next stream topic already. All right, it's 10, so I gotta make sure that people get to sleep. I got a bunch of fucking, what are they called? I keep calling them squats. The Leagues of Votan. I have to start our army, and I gotta finish them before this weekend. So I'm gonna go spend the rest of my evening doing that. But you know, I appreciate you all coming by after I was gone for a week. So we'll be back on our normal schedule. I just really had a really busy last week of work, so that's why that happened, right? So. But I appreciate you all coming out, spending some time with me, doing all that shit, just yapping about funny little guys that are doing bit work on the internet. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna do a lot more streams this week, baby.